My name is Maureen McGargill, and I'm an assistant professor at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where I do research on type 1 diabetes, and this research is funded by a grant from the JDRF. So I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, went to undergrad at Creighton University. I did my fellowship at the University of California in San Diego, where I first started doing research on type 1 diabetes.
My name is Madeline, and I am 8 years old.
So while I was always passionate about finding a cure for type 1 diabetes, in 2008, this mission became very personal for me when my niece, Maddie, who was 5 years old at the time, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Auntie Mo is trying to find a cure for type 1 diabetes.
So JDRF research is basically strategically divided to address our mission as best as we can, which is basically to find a cure for type 1 diabetes and reduce the intensity or reverse the onset of diabetic complications so people live healthier and longer lives.
One of the things JDRF is really trying to do, and it is a high priority project, is the artificial pancreas project.
The dream of the artificial pancreas is to have a fully automated, what we call a closed loop system,
where you will have a continuous glucose monitor and an insulin pump that will talk to each other using an algorithm, and the sensor will actually drive insulin delivery based on the sensor's reading of the patient's glucose.
Just as a person's pancreas would without diabetes. The advantages of having an automated artificial pancreas system is huge. It's hugely going to benefit the lives of individuals from a biology perspective, but also, equally importantly, reduce the burden of dealing with and living with a disease daily.
Currently on the market, you have insulin pumps and you have continuous glucose monitors. The companies that make those products either make the sensor or they make the pump. We brought together, through our collaborations and our negotiations with the company Animas, which is a Johnson & Johnson company, and Dexcom, we brought them together to actually develop the first generation artificial pancreas. Those two companies most likely would not have come together had it not been for JDRF to bring them together at the table.
An earlier version of this artificial pancreas system, which is not fully automated yet, is already in clinical testing in 2 human beings right now at the moment in Europe, where they're walking outside and not in a hospital setting. Now that is amazing.
JDRF is the #1 funder of type 1 diabetes research in the world, and to say that we are a global diabetes research funder is to say that we are conducting research in countries all over the world, including Australia, Canada, the UK, Italy, Israel. So we are trying to reach as far as we can and find the most innovative science anywhere in the world.
One of the many things that inspires me to keep doing research every day is my niece Madeline, and her positive attitude, her courage, and her strength.
When my aunt is searching for a cure, it makes me feel proud, it makes me feel happy.
I think a lot of people don't realize how important the JDRF support is for our research. All of our ideas to find a cure for type 1 diabetes must be funded by grants, and these grants come from the JDRF, which are possible because of your support.
What my aunt clearly does with the money is she takes it and she researches for a cure.
Without the grants from the JDRF, we are that much further from a cure for everybody with type 1 diabetes, especially my niece Maddie.
Auntie, do you have that cure? And please, someday, can I at least not have diabetes?